So let me just set up the context real quick, and I will diverge to several other YouTubers who I will deal with in other videos. But I just want to set up the larger dilemma, which is, I guess, a marketing plan. So Dana, aka Rotting Jules, put out a series of videos on Doug Scott Kramer, an ex-Scientologist who was also a very good activist and researcher. However, Doug died a few years ago, and we're still stuck not knowing if it was murder, what exactly happened, was it just medical? We really don't know. There's a lot of questions to be asked, legit questions. And those portions of those videos where Dana asks legit questions, yeah, that's fine. Although if you're alarmed that he might be murdered, you think she'd do more on this, but there you go. And it just seems the real purpose of these lives, and another recent video, is to air out or call out or confront certain other YouTubers. We've covered one of them, DOS Legal Wars, or Legal Wars DOS. And DOS was a former mod for Zero Dark Tony. And yes, you guessed it, Dana also worked with Zero Dark Tony, a very controversial, very right-wing critic of SPTV, of Aaron, and a lot of ex-Scientology. And there we go. But, and again, I'm not going to go into the full thing here, so don't worry. We'll concentrate on Dana. But I just noticed a recent thing on KP. So who's she? Well, KP sent alarm bells months ago about an alleged predator who victimized apparently her and several other women, making allegations of the R word against a male YouTube creator, and literally had no solid evidence. She just put out this alarming accusation to get attention to herself and grow her channel. And people who encountered her very nasty personality found out more alarming things about her. And apparently she's got into another fight with someone else. And we could just keep going on and on. There's Aaron Smith Levin, of course, and his grifting and getting into fights and putting out videos to, quote, clarify, attack, denounce former allies and friends. It's just becoming an obvious big circle here. So Dana's latest salvo, oh yes, I'm being targeted as one of the problems, although I'm more of a minor offender. She's clearly aiming her announcement clarification at other people, saying, yeah, I discussed this thing, I'm not going to apologize to anyone, yada, yada, yada. I'm working on the language. She curses a lot and whatever. But to clarify, I never said I'm doing breaking news. Okay, there were so many lies he was telling. I don't even know where to begin. Okay, so the idea, I'm not breaking news. I'm still grappling with the sheer nut jobbery of this stuff. But okay, one of her recent videos / podcasts, she was alleging that Roman Polanski, right, the very controversial film director, right? I'm sure people have heard of him. Rosemary's Baby, The Ninth Gate, etc., right? The Pianist, a very powerful film on World War II and Jews being killed by Hitler, etc., but a very controversial director because of his personal life. He was connected to the Manson murders. She's alleging he was a secret communist spy. Now, if you know Polanski, and I literally have, and I'll dig it out just, by the way, for channel members, I'll show good faith. I do have this book, a book in French on him. So I've studied Polanski very thoroughly. I am more of a Kubrick Lynch expert. Oh, watch out for the channel where I get into that with Buffy as well. That's coming up soon. That makes no sense at all. If you know Polanski, you've gone through his various interviews, his films, there's not a hint of communist ideology. Quite the opposite. He's very publicly attacked communism, said over and over again, yeah, I didn't like communism, not really into the communism thing. But allegedly, he was secretly working with the communist government. And Dana figured it all out. That would be considered breaking news, you moron. That's what it's called. So it just seems either we're playing a lot of semantic games with Zero Dark Dana, or we're having a real discussion. And it seems like we're just having semantic games. So it's like, okay. I mean, I find it really offensive. As a fan of Doug, you keep invoking his name and make money off of him. But hey, she's like, I'm honoring Doug. I guess the best we could do for Dana is on the scale of people exploiting and misusing and dishonoring Doug. I guess she is more, again, minimal exploitation, whereas people like Aaron, Nora, and these other people, Karen Delacare, are major league exploitation of Doug. And Dianetics, Marissa, the nutcase, is sort of in the middle. Okay, so you're less of a grifter than Aaron and less a grifter than Marissa. Okay, what, you get the Nobel Peace Prize now? I don't understand what Dana's saying or what she's up to. Like, the only solid thing, and by the way, even that's a fake, that's a fraud. Right? That's literally a fraud because she keeps putting out to the public, oh, by the way, I discovered my process. And that is true. She disseminated the information that the process church has transformed and turned into, it sounds ridiculous, an animal charity. Okay, whatever. Okay. And that is a genuine accomplishment. The problem is how she got there is not the way she makes it seem. She makes it seem like, oh, she put in the hard work and gosh darn it, she discovered stuff. More like behind the scenes, people were teaching her, people were helping her, people were guiding her. And I've got this from the horse's mouth, and I'm not going to name names, right? They were telling me, no, I taught her how to do that, which Dana magically forgets now. So this is just a complete fraud. Like, if your research skills, even your research topic, is borrowed from someone else, you're not acknowledging that support or help or training from someone else and taking all the credit. That's a fraud, Dana. And by the way, I love this, that Dana makes a big thing. Oh, by the way, if you use my research, you better credit me, even though she doesn't do the same thing. So she's free to steal intellectual property ideas from other people, but if you do it to her, oh my God. Guys, we have a problem here. Well, first of all, stupid. Ideas are not trademark or copyrighted in that way, right? Like, I do a lot of work on various philosophers, Plato, Nietzsche, Foucault, you go through the list. That's not, you can't really copyright that thing, right? You can publish a commentary on these authors, copyright that, but just doing, quote, generic research on a philosopher, that is not amenable to copyright or trademark. Like, I know these things for a fact. This is not speculation. Like, this is the thing with comedians too. Like, again, I'm not saying do it. Like, jokes are notoriously hard to copyright. It is intellectual property technically, but, you know, comedians have historically just stolen jokes from other comedians. It is a field where borrowing and taking is just very pervasive. Welcome to the club. So Dana apparently thinks because she's now a researcher, she gets magical special rights. No, you don't. They're not recognized by the courts. They're not even recognized in the research communities. When you do this kind of research, it is what it is. You're taking a lot of risks. Right? Dana can just turn around and say, oh, I did it all by myself. You can sue her, but good luck with that. Right? Ideas are very hard to copyright in that way. They just are. You can only copyright really very narrow pieces of that, like a novel or a book or something. So it has to be something pretty verifiable. Say, okay, this is mine. Dana is not willing to do the hard work of doing that. So it's like, there you go. So, okay, she feels she's not getting enough money, enough fame, enough power. Okay, well, join the club. That's just how it works. A lot of people just do the research to do the research. There is no expectation of anything. Right? And I remember this distinctly, that Dana made it a point of pride, saying, oh, I'm not asking for the monies. And now she's like, guys, intellectual property, my monies. Okay. Okay. I'm waiting for the punchline here. I really am. I'm like, what, is she charging me with stealing her ideas? The exscios are stealing her ideas? What's the big bang here? What is the punchline? I don't know, but I like the selfish righteousness going on work here, saying, I have dealt with the Doug Scott Kramer issue that has been dealt with. I may return to it, I may not. You are alleging a man has been murdered. Now it's like, yeah, I'm moving on to research topic number 45. 2003, chapter 5. Okay. Well, again, I guess I can conclude by saying, like, she's not Doug's friend, so I guess she's not really betraying a friend. She's just exploiting a research subject, I guess. And it's like, I am really trying to head scratch, like, where in all of this are you a good person? Like, I don't get it. I guess it's like you're just better, you're a lesser evil. And Dana, in her moronic, not real logic, thinks lesser evil equals good. No, honey, study real logic. Your arguments make no sense. You're a moron, right? You did one thing in your life, and that's on the borrowed glory of other people. You know this, and I know this, and I have receipts for this. I have receipts for everything I've said. And by the way, you're good. Oh, I don't erase videos. Here's what you do erase. You erase posts. You hide tweets. You hide messages. That's a fact. And I can show those things. I have shown those things. So please stop with, yeah, I magically noticed certain mods, which I can show that too, by the way, from those videos. Those mods are not there anymore. What happened to those mods, Dana? Why did they magically disappear? Oh, well, I got to move on, guys. But in conclusion, yeah, I don't like the Process Church. I don't like Karen. And I don't like a lot of these ex-scientos. But yeah, Zero Dark Data just creating her own little echo chamber, new cult, is like, okay. It's not very impressive. It's been done before. So, but hey, good luck with your cult marketing scheme. It's very normal on YouTube. You grow an audience, you grow a cult. I guess I'm being stupid not doing that. I guess, look, there you go. I'm going to join the club there. But really, let's not get into you comparing yourself to Doug in any way, because Doug had many problems and flaws, but he was actually trying to help people. What Dana's up to, I don't know, but it's not helping people. It's just helping herself, basically.